Hi, Charlie with Torch Custom Displays. Today we're going to be building what could be a generic display, but it's primarily used for greeting cards, postcards. It could be used for stickers, napkins. You'll see many of those items in our infographics where it kind of shows some of the ways that you can merchandise it and also the dimensions. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a really simple display to build, but you have to go in certain order. So we're going to start with laying out our pieces here. Now you can tell these pieces not only from the paper instructions, but also because they have our compression fittings. So you'll see that there are duplicates of these. There's a bottom portion that has this loop on it, and then there is our top portion which doesn't have that loop. So what we're trying to build is this central tower structure for the acrylic and the shelves to engage with. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece, which is just one of the sides of the box, and what this piece does is it connects this section to this section. So once we are finished building this central part, we're going to be engaging it with our bottom section of acrylic, our bottom section of Lazy Susan, and then we're going to be building up. And as we build up, we're going to be pulling all of this central structure together by engaging the acrylic. So the more you build, the stronger it gets. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep going here. Right, now I'm just pretty much building the box. So I'm gonna line that up, line that up, line that up, together. Okay, central structure is complete. Now, I'm gonna pick this up, and I can put it here for a moment. Pull this over. And now, this part's pretty simple. You just are gonna line these bottom sections up and pass them through. Okay. Now, if you have two people for this step, it might be a little bit easier, but if you're comfortable with it on your own, you're just going to flip it over. But for the sake of the video, it's a little bit difficult. If you had a lower surface, I like to put it on the floor for this step because you can get on top of it and engage these. But what these are doing, and I'm going to tilt this towards the camera so that you can get a good look. But what they're doing is they're going to pass through, and I will attempt to do one so you can see it on camera, but this passes through and locks the tower section into the bottom so it can't go anywhere. And like most of our displays, no hardware is required, no screws, no hammering, no glue. So you're just going to take that and just push it in. Now you can actually get away with just two of these. So you can see, but if you can only get two in, it's just fine. It'll lock it in. All right, now we have that central structure built. I'm going to go ahead and put my last part on, which is the top piece, which holds the header, which you can brand or not use at all, completely up to you. Okay, all right. Now we're on to the step of building our acrylic shelves. Okay, for this step, we're going to take these. You have 6 of them to build all 6. And you want to start with the bottom. So you'll see that there's a slot here and a slot here, but you want to start with the bottom one, okay? So we're just going to line it up and pass it through. Just like that. For the sake of the length of the video, I'm only going to show you how to assemble the bottom shelf, and then you would move up. So you'd start here, build this one, and you'll see how we do that, then move to the next one, and then just go all the way up. If you start with the top or you engage all your shelves, that won't work. You have to go one by one from the bottom up. Okay, all right, let's keep moving. So the next thing we're going to do, and I'll show you the difference between these parts. One of them, and it's difficult to see, maybe against my shirt, but there is a drop hook here, and on this one, there isn't. This one is our divider. This is what divides the shelves. Again, these are optional. In this display, you can see how there's a divider right in the middle. That's what this part is. You have less of these. You have about half as many. So now this is the actual outside of each shelf. So this is what the greeting cards or your product will rest against. So I'm going to go ahead and engage this one first, starting with the back, or you could start with the front. Just pass that through, and it's going to engage. When it engages, this middle section here is going to pull the parts together, and that's what's going to strengthen the structure as we go up so that none of it can fall apart. Okay, so now that I've engaged this part, drop it into these little cleats here. Okay, that's all set. Now I'm going to move on to the divider. If you want to use the divider, you don't have to if your product's a little bit larger. That drops in. Engage it. Okay, that's in. And now my final one. Go ahead and pass that through too. Okay, pops right into place. Now we have our end cap. So, you know, you have enough of these to complete the whole structure, of course. This just drops right in the front, like so, pops into place. I will complete this shelf. Okay, all right, so as I said before, you would just build your way up. So for comparison, I've now built this bottom shelf. I would now build this next shelf, and so on and so forth, working your way up. We'll go ahead and put our header card in so you can get an idea of what that step looks like, but pretty straightforward. And that is how you build our greeting card multi-purpose display. Thank you.